Hi, it's Kathy from I Love to Be Selling. I just got back from Pennsylvania and I did a presentation on social media marketing, focusing on Pinterest for an e-commerce meetup group there. And I want to share the presentation with you quickly. Okay? So, social media marketing. What is social media? Well, I'll tell you what, it's Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Google, Instagram, and more. People said, well, Kathy, what's the point? Well, I'll tell you what, people use social media to connect with friends, family, and the world. Now, for some users, it's purely social. For others, it's political or philosophical. Now, for many users, it's shopping. And most often, it's a combination. Now, as an e-commerce and eBay seller, why am I looking at social media? I'll tell you why, because it helps you to sell stuff. Social media done correctly can impact your items and how well they show up in Google, Yahoo, and Bing search. Without using any ads and other items offered for sale, you can do an extensive social media campaign for free. That's right, for free. Now, that being said, many eBayers and e-commerce sellers go about social media all wrong. They're so eager to sell, they forget that social media is social. Great, you're thinking. How on earth do I do that? And how much time and money is this going to cost me? Well, I'll tell you, we're all selling on eBay and other e-commerce sites. We're able to ship around the world. Now, you can list items and rely on shoppers that come on eBay and other sites. And if they're searching for something you sell, that they'll find it on eBay search. Okay? Or you can do what sellers have been doing for centuries, and you can be social. If you can get your mind on being social and interesting, it's going to help you enormously in producing content that shoppers want to see and will bring them into your eBay store and your eBay listings and your e-commerce sites. I'm going to focus on Pinterest because I think it's one of the easiest social media sites to understand and for you to use. Now, a little bit about Pinterest. In simplest terms, Pinterest is an online scrapbook and you control the content. Pinterest launched in 2010, so it's only been around for about 5 years. Pinterest allows its users to save images and categorize them on different boards, and you can follow other users' boards. The evolution of Pinterest is based on the shared interest of its users. It relies on its members to produce the content. The most popular categories, and this is as of March 2012, were home, arts and crafts, style, fashion, and food, and that's certainly still the case. Now, in May of 2013, there's a report that found 80% of the global users were women, and in the US, the users predominantly, the age range was typically 35 to 44, with average incomes of over $78,000. Now, there was a study released in July 2013 by a French social media agency, and it showed, and this was back in 2013, that Pinterest had 70 million users worldwide. So that's certainly only increased. Pinterest is a free website. It does require registration to use, and then once you're a user, you can upload, save, sort, and manage your images. These are known as pins and other media content. You can also pin videos, okay, through collections, and your collections are known as pin boards. Pinterest acts as a personalized media platform. The users can browse the content of others on the main page. Users can save individual pins to their own boards using the pin a button. Now, what does that mean to you and me as e-commerce sellers? Well, if you sell items that cater to women with household incomes over $70,000, wow, you should be all over Pinterest. If your items are very visual, you should be all over Pinterest. If you sell items in any of Pinterest's top categories, and again, those are home, arts and crafts, style, fashion, and food, you should definitely be on Pinterest. Okay, so how do I get going? Well, first, you're going to want to open an account, and all you need to do that is to have an email. You're going to go to Pinterest website, log in, and set up an account. Pinterest will ask you if you want a personal or a business account, and you can have both. Now, as an e-commerce seller, I do recommend a business account. It's free. When you have a business account, Pinterest is going to send you terrific articles, and that will help you with your business on Pinterest. You're also going to get Pinterest Analytics, and this is free with the business account. And it gives you insights on your visitors, if they're male or female, US or international, what parts of the US they're from, and their interests. The information on the interest is very helpful for building your boards on Pinterest. Now, time to set up your account. Just like Facebook and Twitter and a lot of the other sites you might be using for your social media, you're going to want to choose if you're going to use a picture or a logo and what you're going to name the page. You're going to set up your business name, okay? You're going to set up your username, and that's the www.pinterest name that's going to show when people search. Now, I do use a picture of myself on Pinterest. Some people use their store logo. It is totally a matter of personal taste, and I have heard pros and cons both ways. Next, you're going to write your profile. Now, you only get 160 characters, so take a little time and pick good descriptive keywords. You're going to want to speak to what you sell, collectibles, dolls, stamps. Do not put the www address to your e-commerce site there because you're wasting space. There is a separate line that you can use that. You can link your Facebook account to Pinterest. I don't encourage that as it links to your personal page. Right now, Pinterest is not set up to link to your Facebook business page. You can link Twitter. That I do because you can link to a Twitter business account that you have, okay? Next, you're going to want to set up your browser. So whether you're using Chrome or Firefox, you want to go in and get the Pin It extension. You will notice when you go on a lot of websites, they already have a red Pin It button that you can use, but you're still going to want to put the Pin It button extension on your browser. It'll make your life much, much easier. Okay, now time to set up your boards. Your first two rows of your Pinterest boards are your most important. Oftentimes people only look there. So whatever you want emphasized on your Pinterest business account, make sure it's in your first two rows. So if you sell a lot of dolls, you want a nice doll board. Seasonal boards are also very nice in the first two rows. So think about Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, Christmas, and have that up in the first two rows. Take a little time naming your boards. Make sure it's applicable. That sounds interesting. Okay? So again, if it's a doll board, don't just title it dolls. Think about baby dolls, antique dolls, the period. Because the tighter you can niche your boards, the better results you're going to get. Don't forget you can add a board anytime you want, and you can rearrange your boards. Just click and drag them. Now time to pin. You can pin eBay. I'm going to pick eBay as an example directly from eBay. On eBay, you can also pin your eBay guides. You can pin eBay reviews and your collections. You can repin other pins that are already on Pinterest. And don't forget you can pin content from the web. So let's say you're pinning an eBay item. You'll go to eBay, you'll see the pin it button, it'll grab your item, click it, and it'll take you to Pinterest. When you land on Pinterest, you'll have a drop-down menu with the names of your boards. Just pick the board you want to use, or you can create a new one. Now, eBay will pre-fill your pin with information that it's pulled from your listing, and it will include hashtags. So just take a look at it. It might be exactly what you want, or you might want to tweak it a bit. Now, one word. Since the advent of promoted pins, and a promoted pin is a pin that you already have on Pinterest that you're paying Pinterest to promote for you. With the advent of promoted pins, it is now best on Pinterest, whether it is a promoted pin or a regular pin, that you only use one or no hashtags. Okay? Congratulations, you've just pinned your first pin. It is best on Pinterest to pin throughout the day and not all at once. You can do that yourself from your computer or with a Pinterest app on your phone or tablet, or you can use a Pinterest scheduling site like Tailwind or Viral Route. There is a charge, so take a look at it and see if that's something that you want to use. Always good to pin other people's pins, and remember the 80-20 rule, and that's 80% social, that's pins that are not your product pins, 20% that's your product pins, and keep that in mind to be successful on Pinterest. Okay? Now don't forget that you can search from the Pinterest search bar, which is at the top of the Pinterest page, to find a lot of great content on Pinterest to pin to your boards. It's also good to pin from the web and bring fresh items into Pinterest. When you pin something that you like, a recipe or a picture, just click the red pin it button in your browser, or if you see one on the site that you're pinning from. It will grab the picture for you. Just type in a description, any kind of observation you want to make about the pin, and pin it to the board of your choice. Next, people will say to me, Kathy, how do I get followers on Pinterest? Well, on your other social media accounts, post a link to your Pinterest account. Let people know that you're on Pinterest. Do this regularly, perhaps once a month. Also, search out the big brick and mortars that are in your category on Pinterest. Follow them. Leave comments on their pins so their followers will see you. Also, look at their boards while you're there and learn from their themes, their styles, and their keywords. So, set up your account, choosing great keywords in your profile with a nice picture or logo. Set up your boards in tight niches along themes and topics that are suitable for what you're selling. Pin regularly, even if you only have time to do a few pins a day. Interact with your followers, like their pins, and repin their pins to your boards. Find top boards and top pinners in your category and learn from them. Most importantly, have fun. Okay? Now, these are the links for my I Love to Be Selling social media account, so you can follow me and get more great e-commerce tips, and my NYC Fitness Family and Finds, my e-commerce site. And I'm Kathy, and I love